Previously on Squad Sprint.
As far as Formula One circuits go, Monza is the one with the best pizza. That much is almost certain. If not, he's already... Oh no, something horrible has befallen Niren. I think that was a bit of contact at the rear in this Italian Grand Prix. He's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream. He doesn't have the inside line, though, as Sonic defends that vigorously. Danny, though, cuts him off. Oh, wow, that is very aggressive by Danny's standards. Really didn't see that. It's not paid out for him, though, into the Parabolica. He's also gone very, very deep. That's going to give Photon the opportunity to come back at him. Surprises so wide, just drifting his way through the Parabolica, and as a result, he is going to lose that podium position.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the final round of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. This is it, the championship decider, and where better to have it at the Brazilian Grand Prix here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So many championships have been decided here down the years in real life. Jenson Button won it in 2009, Fernando Alonso won it in 2005, and Lewis Hamilton famously winning at the final corner back in 2008. Which of our drivers will win the title today in the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint? We've got Formula Danny at the top of the standings and is the red hot favourite to seal it. What about Sally Saltam? Can he do it? And what about James Baldwin, who is on a winning run at the moment? All things pointing to a thrilling end to the championship. And well, what else to add to the next mix? We've got Into the Barrier with us once again. It's a 25% distance race and double points are on offer. Well, there is the championship permutations. Formula Danny simply needs to finish fourth and he is champion. Sally must finish within the podium places to stand a chance, and James must finish within the top two. Well, Scott, it's great to have you with us. Who do you fancy to lift the championship today?
I think that Arav has a good chance. Oh no, wait, he's way down, isn't he? No, Arav's got no chance. I think Danny is hot favourite for me, and I can see him finishing in the top four. Absolutely no doubt about it, really, for me. I don't know what. No, I'm not going to ask you your opinion because you're impartial and professional, so we won't bother with that. But yeah, I'm going to tip Danny at this early stage.
Well, if Arava wins it, I'd be shocked. Oh, go on, Arava, why not? Good shout initially there. Anyway, let's get ready for the race here at Interlagos, Brazil. As I mentioned, a real classic circuit, one of the fan favourites as well. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Niren starts this race from pole position with John Isa Harris alongside him. Joe Eterno Wilkes starts from third with Jack Brembo McConnell returning in P4. Arava, the man for the championship, says Scott. He's fifth with Primero in sixth. Seventh in the grid, it's Tom Storm Lartelo with Tiamat Marek alongside in P8. Ninth in the grid, it's Tom Martinez with Veloce Surprise in 10T, which has been in some form in the championship. Veloce Alonso is 11th with Photon in 12th. And then the championship contenders. Veloce James is 13th, Flying Finn is 14th, and the championship leader, Formula Danny, starts from the very back. Remember, folks, you can vote. Yes, hot favourite as Formula Danny. Remember, folks, you can vote for your driver of the day in the comment section below. But here we are, the 5 red lights coming on for the final race of the squad sprint. Double points on offer, and they are out, and we are racing. We're on board with Arava as they run down towards the Senna S, the first corner. It's Isa in the lead with Niren second and Joe in third, and Arava moves up into P4, moving back to Veloce James, who is of course one of the championship contenders. He's got Sally just behind him, Danny as well, none of them making any progress, and we're 3 wide here going into the Schiena del Lago, and quite a few alien indicators there, it has to be said, Scott, isn't there? Oh, I'm stealing.
Well, I've got to say, the standard actually has been pretty high, considering how bad it's been for the rest of the series. That was actually relatively clean going through the first few corners there, although a bit of argy-bargy there, but we're all right so far.
Yeah, all right so far. Messy stuff in the midfield, but they all seemingly just about getting through there with no major contact. And of course, Scott, you'd have to say Formula Danny, if he finishes fourth, he wins the championship. He's down there with his rivals near the rear of the field. You have to feel that Danny is probably the one that's going to be taking the most caution, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got loads of time to get through the field, which is helpful. Oh, a bit of contact there, which was a bit hairy, but no, it's that's what we've come to know this series for. A bit of carnage on the back straight there, but all looks okay. Someone's pitted. Who's that?
Oh, goodness me. Okay, well, at 1 point for fastest lap. Well, getting the clean air, perhaps. I don't know. So into the pits goes Primero early on as it's all kicking off further down through the field as we ride on board with one of the Saubers. I think that's Sally we're on board with at the moment. As he
looks like it, yes.
Looks to be making up some ground. As Formula Danny looks to have made an legal overtake. Briefly breaks earlier to give Songe the position back, but he's P11 at the moment. He's now on the inside of Photon, his fellow countryman, and moves up into 10th place. And now remember,
smooth as you like.
Yeah, clean as you like. Oh, now look at this against his championship rival, Sally on the inside. If he pulls that off, that is an absolutely beautiful move. Sally battling back though. It's like two heavyweight boxers here, isn't it, Scott? And it looks like Danny's got the jump, and that was a tidy move, but that wasn't from Sally. He forces
Danny.
Oh my word!
He absolutely ploughed him out the way.
Incredible, and well, they both go off the road. Incredible. Look at them streaming off the circuit, and Danny up to 9th, surprise now 10th, and Sally losing ground at the moment. Danny looking strong for the championship, isn't he?
Yeah, you've got to say he's absolutely carving his way through the field like some sort of ninja. And it's going pretty well for him. But who's this out in front? Oh, we're getting a replay now. It's looking... Well, what's going on here?
Well, this is Primero, and he did pit on the opening lap. That's who it was that pitted. And a little bit of argy-bargy there. And he's sick. There's still no
there was argy-bargy all over the lap, to be honest. It's argy-bargy all over the place.
Exactly. I just want to know why he pitted, because that gave us absolutely no evidence as to why he pitted.
He's made a serious mistake there, it would seem, by just driving the wrong way, but never mind.
Oh well. Anyway, more chaos down there at the second, at the end of the first sector, as Tom was trying to make some ground. P11 with Storm and P10 side by side they went, climbing up through that right-hander at the top of the hill. And Storm holding on to that place. But yes, lap 1 out of 18, it was an eventful one. This is Primero.
Is this going to be
Is this going to tell us why he pitted?
It looks
yes,
like
it is.
Oh, yes. Contact.
So Primero, as you say, Scott, that's why he's come into the pit. So let's have a look at the action back live after the replays. And going down towards turn 1, Sally with Photon and side by side with his teammate and brother as well. And Sally's going straight on.
Oh, dearie me. That's a big crash. Oh dear. Why on earth has that happened?
Brake failure, perhaps?
It's the only explanation. Either that or he's taken inspiration from one of my open lobbies. One of the two. Yep.
Well, there you go. He's his inner into the barrier there.
How dare you? How dare... That was very rude.
Oh no, I'm going to get hate in the comments now, aren't I?
I hope so. No, I'm kidding. Carry on.
So Eternal Veloce in P4 there is we've lost Sally from the race, and that perhaps means that it does mean that one of the championship contenders is out of the running. We'll need to go down to the pits with someone, but we don't have anyone to see what happened down at Sauber. But
Ted?
Yeah, Ted?
No,
where's
Ted's
Ted?
not. We haven't got enough budget for Ted.
Hashtag where's Ted? Anyway, Arava running in P3 with Naren.
Why has he just binned it in the wall if he's a title contender? Sorry, but that seems very bizarre. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, not too sure why. Well, and there's the confirmation on the right-hand side of your screen, the live driver standings as Arava goes side by side down at turn 1, takes the route across the grass. Interesting line, and now the Toro Rossos have come together with the Brembo.
Oh, dearie me.
And was that James?
No,
yes, it was
so many
James.
out.
So basically, the championship's finished. Everyone turn it off. What? What? So James is out, Sally is out, and Formula Danny is virtually the champion already in P6. Incredible to see that. Franz Tost has his head in his hands as the two Toro Rosso drivers wipe each other out and take the championship contender with them. Would you believe it, Scott?
I mean, it's an absolute gift for Danny. It is it's gift wraps for... Well, I mean, he still needs to get up a position, but with 14 laps still to go, you'd imagine it's well within his grasp at this point. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but they only needed to finish 4th if the other two were 1st and 2nd, so it's done.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
It's done.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
Fantastic insight, Scott.
I'm not sure where we go. How do we hype up 14 laps to go when it's all been over?
Well, you can vote for your driver of the day, folks. Anyway,
maybe we should vote for your commentator of the day. That would certainly.
well, you'll win that one, that's for sure.
No.
Anyway,
No.
Carry
on.
Formula Danny, P4, with Storm just in front of him in third place. He's pretty much won, well, he has won the championship now, as Eterno Veloce has came into the pits from P9. We should mention, actually, Scott, that, believe it or not, Sally, despite being in the championship hunt, hasn't actually won a race all season. So if he went on to win the championship, it would have been quite incredible,
Quite
really.
incredible.
Yeah, if he'd done it. So the fact that he hasn't won it, well, some people might say that's justice. He probably didn't deserve to win it, I suppose, what some would say. But hey ho, that's him.
Here we
out
go,
of the
another look. What even happens here?
Yep. So Eterno Veloce in P4, Arava, who we saw run very, very wide, going through the centre S. Nerin came flying into the side of him, stick to FIFA, mate. And then Arava cuts across the corner, and then the contact comes. The two Toro Rossos fly off into the wall, take James with them, and you have to wonder just how much money Formula Danny has paid the Toro Rosso team for that one.
Now that is an accusation and a half. There is. There are fingers being pointed in the commentary box.
Yes.
But anyway.
Well, let us know. Let us know in the comment section below how much you think Danny has paid the Toro Rosso team for that.
We want to know. Ballpark figure, less or more than £1,000. So where are we at? How many drivers are actually left in this race now? I've lost track. 12, I make it.
I think yes, 12 left, and Formula Danny is now up to third of 12. He's gone past Veloce Storm, going through the Senna S, and takes P3. Storm dropping down into fourth, with Arava ahead in second. And here we have Tom in the pits for a little bit of work on his nose cone. And away he goes in P8.
I was just wondering where Tiamat Marduk was, but he's way down in ninth. Absolutely nowhere near anything, which, I'm going to be honest, is hardly surprising. I mean, it's what we've come to expect from Tiamat Marduk, but obviously he can't blame his connection now, which is what he used to lean on all the time for his cheating and dodgy driving. But even without that as an issue, still miles away. Yeah, I think he's. I
think he's still getting used to living the right way up, Scott. I think that's got something to do with it. Yeah, fire the excuses.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that would throw you off if your world was turned literally upside down just ahead of the race. So it's a good point you make.
Yeah.
Now, can Danny win this race? That's my question at this point.
Well, he's probably the strong favourite, and of course remember, a pit stop has to be made in this race as it's 25% distance, and they are being made now, and Formula Danny is into the pits, and he's going to stick a set of brand new tyres on, a set of soft compound tyres, and away he goes. So Formula Danny, P5, rejoining the racetrack. We're at 1/3 race distance now, or just one third your race distance. Yeah, I was right the first time, and he rejoins in P6. Now, Isa and Arava, neither of them have come close to winning a race all season. Can they get that victory? You'd have to say, that Danny's the favourite, but it'd be nice to see someone different coming out on top. And Isa and Arava have got a chance, Scott, haven't they?
Yeah, have absolutely have a. Well, I mean, Arav's obviously got the fact that he's terrible to contend with, but other than that, he's very much in there. We're looking at the drivers' standings now, and as predicted, it's Formula Danny on top, which is, not that unpredictable considering all his competitors are out the race, but we'll go with it. Nearly at half distance now, a lap away. Isa's doing all right. He seems to be cruising out front.
Yes, as
Arav finally pitting. He's flown into the pit stops there. Absolutely incredible scenes.
Yes, as Arava makes his way down at the pit lane, can he get a win? His fellow big YouTuber Ben actually managed to win in the second race of the season, so Arava doing his best to try and get a win on the board as well, as we have Formula Danny attacking Sonch down into turn one. He's going to go steaming round the outside into the Senna S. He's already gone round the outside of the other Saltunk in this race, but he can't quite do that, going through the first Senna S. Now through turn 3, Verstappen-esque round the outside he goes. I think Sonch has got a little bit of front wing damage, and Formula Danny breezes past him up
smooth
into third place. That was a lovely move, wasn't it?
This is turning into a bit of an exhibition from Formula Danny, to be honest. Everyone else is not leaving themselves particularly covered in glory, and then you've just got him sort of flat. I mean, what am I looking at here? I mean, he's gone miles wide, I don't even know who is it. Who are we watching at the moment?
It's Sonj being overtaken by Arava, believe it or not.
Sorry, it's not his best moment. He's not covered himself in glory particularly there. But
No wonder you're confused. When does that ever happen?
Well, I know I'm usually very professional about these things, but as we discussed before we pressed play on the commentary, we were both on the lash last night, so we're a bit ropey today, but we'll plough on.
Yeah.
Lap 9.
Lap 9 out of 18 as into the pits has come Veloce Esports. We'll see where he rejoins, but looking at the mini-map on the left-hand side, it looks like he's going to easily rejoin in the lead. And can he go on and get his first win of the season? And he's really struggled at times this season as Veloce Esports, picking up a third. I think is his best result as Primero is off the road. A mobile chicane there for Eternal Veloce.
Primero has spent more time off-circuit than on it from what I've seen. I've seen him drive into the pits and then be sideways. Just food for thought.
Well, interesting lines from Primero, and I don't really know what to say to that.
Yes, to say the least. Yes, I concur. I'll be honest.
Well,
he's getting a new front wing. He's going through more front wings than tyres this race.
Yeah, well, into the pits comes Primero then as we go back to Veloce Esports. So Veloce Esports is actually the leader at the moment. I take it he's yet to make a pit stop. Either that or we've been lost in all the confusion. And he's in P2 at
of
the
which
moment.
there has been much.
Yes, there sure has. And yes, just to confirm, he has just pitted now. And Veloce Esports now does take the lead. But look who's coming quickly. It's Formula Danny. And he wants to win a championship by winning the race. And, that's the best way to do it, isn't it? Scott, you want to win the championship in style if you can. As Arava here is going to be side by side with Veloce Esports going down towards the braking zone at the end of that first sector. And Arava is going to have the upper hand. He's going to get an almighty shove, though.
Oh, dear.
Into the braking
That's
zone.
getting very exciting.
Oh, it's brilliant stuff. But I think Surprise is going to have the upper hand. And he's up into P3. And, well, that's no surprise, is it?
Hey, you see what you did there?
That was poor.
No, it's no surprise because obviously it's Arav that he's overtaking. So it's a bit like overtaking a tractor.
I suppose. So this is Primero then. This is one of the many lines. Oh, okay. So that's what happened. And
right. Well, I think the less said about that, the better.
Yep.
To be honest, I think we should all just have a moment's pause for Primero's racing lines.
next. So let's have a look at this. What we got. So Primero, I mean, they must have ran out of front wings down at McLaren now. I mean, goodness me, it's Primero.
I wouldn't be surprised. To take you back to your earlier point about winning the title whilst winning the race, you're absolutely right. And, you know, whenever I've won my world titles, I always like to style them out with a race win as well. So that's something I've always done. And it'd be nice to see Formula Danny do the same. Here he is now bearing down.
What world titles?
Well, none. I've never won it, if I'm being honest.
Great insight, Scott. You see, usually the commentary, they tend to have a successful driver alongside them, you see.
Yeah, I can't offer that, I'm afraid. In fact, this is probably the least insightful bit of co-commentary in the history of motorsport. But never mind that. I can still just give abuse to drivers like Primero for not particularly covering themselves in glory. But what we're seeing here is Formula Danny chasing down John Isa Harris.
Yes, and he's right there now. And you have to say, 7 laps to go. Formula Danny, firm favourite, winning so many races throughout the season. He'll want to get this job done quickly because we know Veloce Esports is no slouch. Since joining the series midway through the season, he has won several races. So here we go. Can Formula Danny get this move done and move up into a leading position? John Isa Harris, who is primarily a dirt rally man. He's very good on that game, but on Formula 1, maybe not so much on the racetrack, better on the dirt, and he's in trouble here. And here comes Formula Danny breezing right round the outside. And well, we mentioned it earlier, it looks like he is going to win the championship by winning the race
in
as
style.
Well. Yes, absolutely. Are you going to celebrate with him with the champagne tonight, Scott? Or are you still rough from last night's affairs?
No, I'm going to have to opt out of that one on the basis that just the sight of alcohol at this point would cause violent projectile vomiting. Probably should admit to that, but it's another replay here. What's this?
Yeah, let's have a look at this one. We've got Sonj trying to go round the outside of Eternal Veloci. He's not having a great race down in 10th at the moment. He's going to try a bit of a switchback on Joe, and then he's going to slither up the inside and take that place with ease. So a lovely move from the Alfa Romeo driver, and he's up into P9.
He's going to slither up the inside. I like that. I'm going to use that one. Thank you for expanding my overtake vocabulary there.
Okay, well, I'll be watching closely in your future videos, Scott. I'll be watching as Tom, currently in P5 at the moment, as having a quiet old race at the moment. A Sunday drive, would you call it at the moment, Scott?
Well, yeah, I mean, but to be honest, I mean, I think Danny's having a Sunday drive up the front, to be honest. I mean, he's absolutely walking away with it. And whilst that moment of absolute drama at the start was exactly that, absolute drama, it has left us a tad threadbare with 6 laps to go and a bit starved of championship action, but that won't bother Formula Danny. He takes the trophy regardless.
Yeah, unless they offer a points deduction of some sort, but I doubt there's going to have to be something crazy for that to
be a ridiculous points deduction.
Can you think of any?
We're docking
reasons?
all your points.
Can you think of any reasons why, Scott? Have you got anything in your mind that might?
Only sympathy for the other drivers, because he's absolutely outclassed them all.
Or for paying the Toro Rosso drivers.
Again, conspiracy theories being touted in the commentary box here that I'm not party to. I'm innocently sat here, full of praise for Formula Danny, less so for Primero, if I'm honest. But you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, it did look suspicious, but I'm not gonna.
You're on the fence.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You're on the fence. How dare? That's shocking. On the fence. Unbelievable.
I will be on the fence.
Oh well. Anyway, back to the action.
Usually I drive straight into the fence when I'm on this game, so...
no, you don't. No, you drive into the barrier.
I'm used to be.
It's into the barrier,
well,
not into
true.
the fence.
Sorry. No, you're... Okay, for the sake of the joke, I tried to make it a fence, but you're quite right, it is a barrier. Anyway, what's this?
This is Veloci Surprise, passing Veloci Isa and taking P2 away, and Isa dropping down into third. He's finished third already this season, so potentially another taste of the champagne for him before the season's end. And I was
going to say that Arav might fancy his chances at a podium here, but he's 6 seconds behind Isa, so I can't see that happening.
Well, unless penalties come into it. I don't know if rules and flags are on. Going by what we've seen this season, I very much doubt rules and flags are on. But anyway, Arava in fourth at the moment.
If the rules and flags were on, we wouldn't have had any finishers in any of the races.
Yeah, very, very true. Absolutely. As Tom in P5, his Sunday drive, as I mentioned earlier, is no longer a Sunday drive because he's got a storm whipping up behind him in the form of Veloci Storm in P6. So
that was a fantastic link. Just carry on. That was brilliant.
So here comes Storm behind Tom. Is he going to make a move as they run down towards the opening corner? Lap 15 about to begin. Look at the speed in that Red Bull. And have they put a Honda in the back of that already, Scott? That's incredible.
It looks like it.
He flew past him and up into P5. Tidy as you like, and Storm is on his way.
Absolutely incredible. And then, it is now back into a Sunday drive for Tom because 7th is about 8 seconds behind. But he is going to have another go here, it looks like. But looks like Storm has breezed past him there. Terrible joke.
Yeah, well, no, you were okay. It was good. It was good.
Wasn't as good as yours. Yours was better. Anyway,
Formula Danny out front, and
Veloci Surprise.
He's on him. He's on.
Do we reckon he could? Is he gonna have a go here?
I think he could, Scott. I'm actually quite surprised that... I didn't mean that, but I'm quite surprised.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. He's caught him. And look at this. He's easily going to pass him. And look at... Easily through up into...
Swoops round. Thank you very much. I mean, you've got to take into account the fact that Danny's probably being very careful to make sure he gets over the line. But Veloci Surprise has, surprised everyone there. Including us two.
Yeah, I'm just amazed that Danny didn't have any straight line speed. He's coming back now, though, and going round the outside. He can't do it. And Veloci Surprise holds on. Well, this looks like the battle to the finish, Scott, doesn't it? If we keep getting these championship standings, Danny's going to win it. There's no doubt about it now. As I actually, surprised with that manoeuvre, moves into the top 5. So, despite joining the series midway through, he's now up into the top 5 in the standings. That's incredible, as Tom looks like he's going to come back at Storm. We've got a replay here. Going into Rich Mix, Storm ran a little bit wide at the bottom of the hill, and given that it's a flat-out section all the way to the first corner from this moment on, he's always going to struggle to hold on to that position. So here goes Tom down the outside. Does he complete this move? It looks like he does, rubbing wheels. And that was a lovely move, wasn't it? Squeeze his opponent wide, and takes P5 away. Oh, and the hand out the
through
cockpit.
The center S's. Oh, he's fuming about something, but yeah, through the center S's, lovely. Still side by side, actually, so he hasn't got it done at all.
Yeah,
oh my word.
And Storm holds on. Brilliant battle. It's a shame it was a replay. I'd love to have I've seen it live in case it's better seeing things live than in a replay, you know what I mean? But
absolutely.
Here we have Danny coming back at surprise.
The front two.
Half a second, not half a tenth, between them, with just 3 laps to go. 2 at the end of this one, and surely he's going to have a chance going down the straight. These are the 2 battles on track, that one and the one between Veloce Storm and Tom 97HD. Remember, double points on offer for the drivers, so even though they might not be in a championship hunt, there's a serious opportunity to go ramping up the championship standings, and Tom will certainly have that on his mind, and so will Storm as they race round towards the end of the lap. And we've got another battle further down through the field. It's Niren battling with Sonch at the moment, isn't it?
Looks like it, yeah. Just a tenth between them as he's all over his gearbox as they go towards the final back straight here, and it looks like he might get the run on him.
Yep, he's got a fantastic run, and surely the Alfa Romeo Sauber driver is going to come past. And yes, he is. He dives up the inside. Niren can fight no more, and through he goes up into 8th place. And Niren drops down into 9th. Eternal Veloce currently in 10th place at the moment, picking up the final 2 points, not 1 of course, as Primero has left the session, bringing to an end a bit of a catastrophic day, has to be said. Doesn't it, Scott? I mean, that was a bit too dramatic.
Yeah, no, couldn't have put it better myself. An absolutely catastrophic day. But, let's just have a moment. I mean, how good has Formula Danny been this series in your view?
Oh, he has been absolutely magnificent, and is he going to polish it all off with a stunning move on the final lap? He's going to try and go down the outside of Veloce Surprise. We said it earlier, he wants to win the race, win the championship together, do it in style. Can Danny do it? It's still Surprise holding the lead at the moment, but Danny's picking up the toll. Is he going to dive up the inside? Not on this occasion, and you have to feel he may have ran out of the one last overtaking opportunity on the racetrack. But Danny, the champion that he is, isn't giving up. He's going to try and go round the outside of Surprise. Can he try and go head back up the inside? Doesn't look like it. But nonetheless, the Mercedes mechanics, they're making their way out of the garage, onto the pit wall, ready to greet their new champion, Scott, aren't they?
Absolutely. And he has got another chance, hasn't he, onto the back straight, going over the line. So we may yet see a move onto the final straight.
That would be something very, very special if he wins the championship in that kind of style. Will he choose to celebrate with his team, or will he go for the move? That's what we're going to wait and see as we head towards the final corner and across the line. It looks like Veloce Surprise is too far ahead. He is going to win this race, or as he look how close Danny got, but he couldn't do it. But it doesn't matter. Formula Danny is the winner of the first ever Squad Sprint Series. He is the champion. His championship rivals all fell by the wayside in earlier incidents, and it was a stroll to the finish. A Sunday drive, as Scott put it, and he wins the championship.
Fell by the wayside is putting it very kindly. I mean, it ended in absolute catastrophe for most of them.
It sure did. Let's take a look then at the race results. Veloce Surprise, race winner, 50 points, of course, double points on offer, and he rises up to the top 5 of the championship, which is very, very impressive given he only joined at the midway point. Formula Danny, well, he's on 30. He gets 36 points for that. John Isaac Harris, a big leap up in the standings potentially for him in 3rd. Arava was 4th. Tom Storm Latalo 5th with 20 points. Tom was in 6th with Photon 7th. Veloce Alonso 8th, Niren 9th, and Joe Wilkes in 10th. An exciting race to begin with. Just a shame, though, Scott, that we lost the championship contender so early on.
It was very funny. There's no getting away from that. I mean, it was hilarious, but it took slightly away. I mean, we still had a good fight for the win, but it was it took away from the title a little bit, but Danny deserved it. I mean, look at that. In the end, he was 60 points ahead. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that. He's the best one.
Yep, absolutely. He sure is. And Formula Danny on top. He wins the championship by a distance. Flying Finn second, winless Flying Finn. It's actually incredible. He's finished second despite not winning a race. Veloce James in third. Photon ends the season fourth. Surprise, what a leap, up into fifth place in the standings. Sonj sixth, Tom seventh, and the other Tom, Storm Lartelo, in eighth. He wins the Battle of the Toms, does Tom 97 HD. Maybe we'll send away a trophy to him for that one. What do you think about that, Scott? A trophy for being the top Tom?
It's I mean, he's one of two, so fair enough. I mean, the disappointing thing is that Arav might obviously my tout for the title down in 11th, which is a great shame, but there we are, and there are your winners. And
there's your confirmation. None of them were Salih Saltouch. Quite incredible that he failed to win any races. Look at Josh when he joined in Azerbaijan. Win. 3 straight wins, and he won in Brazil as well. Incredible form. James Baldwin as well. Veloci James, he had a real charge towards the end of the season, but it wasn't to be. That has been the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. I have been Ginger Andy over the course of the season, and thanks to all our guest commentators as well. It was great to have you with us, Scott. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
On the rest.
I really enjoyed it, and well done to you on a successful series commentating. It's been very enjoyable, as much for yourself and the racing and everything else. And thank you for having me.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next season.